the Chic Monster. I'm coming at you with a really special treat. Over this past weekend, I finally got a little time to myself, and I was like, you know what? I haven't done anything for my game Pew. It's been like forever since I've done something for it, and you know what? I'm gonna spend this last little bit of free time that I have working on this game. So what I did was I kind of put myself in my own little private kind of game jam where I just crank out as much as possible in as little time as possible. And so far it's been going really, really well. I've actually got 2 whole kind of environment levels down, and we're going to talk about them more in a second. I actually filmed myself doing all of this artwork, but I was so stupid I didn't check my open broadcaster. It didn't update and some stuff was reset. But it was, the entire time it was filming, it was just filming the upper left corner of the screen, so you didn't actually see anything that was happening. And you know, again, I don't talk anymore over my videos, I just film them and then kind of narrate over them. This one's the exception, of course, because I'm not really working, I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So they were all quiet, and they also didn't show anything, so it was about 2 to 3 hours of really good stuff just kind of down the drain. So you know, that was fun. But anyway, I'm just going to keep you caught up now, and I promise that I'll show you as detailed as possible how I got the 3rd level going. But this is the very first level, and this is actually the menu screen of the game. It serves as kind of like the intro, the tutorial level, the options menu. We're really trying to cut down. We don't want to add as many screens as possible. So this is kind of your home base where you manage all of your like operations. And it functions really well, is that. So when you first start the game, you're going to be here. This is just like a little clip I had of one of the players. That's Agent Coco right there. She's there for size, you know, comparison. And it's probably how she's going to look in the game. So you'll have your options right here in this big screen in the middle. And you know, you can choose this, and then you want to go to level select, you close this down, and then some planets are going to pop up here. You know, and then you pick the planet that you want to go, is essentially your level. So that functions really well, is that. And then, before you even start getting into the game, you have to play the tutorial level. A lot of you know that this game was like really inspired off of Wild Guns, but of course we don't want to just make it like a clone, like with a different skin. We tried very hard to add some unique things, make it more challenging, obviously make it longer so it's not just over and done with. So you definitely need a tutorial level for that. You know, you can't just throw the player into the game like you did in Wild Guns. So, after that long-winded explanation, the tutorial level is also here. It's actually in 3 parts, just like every other level, but they're much shorter, and they're just meant to teach you sort of the basic parts of the game. So each different section of the tutorial will introduce you to a new part, and then we throw you into the game, and it should all work fine and dandy from there. So, just explaining, once the tutorial comes up, you're not able to access any of these panels, but here there'll be some tips on the side of the screen, which should be really helpful for you. But otherwise, when you're in the menu mode, sort of, you'll be able to access this control panel and this control panel. This one, you can see there's a little agent kind of figurine there, and that's where you can pick which agent you want to be to play. You can see which ones you've unlocked and which ones you still need to get, and those kinds of, which ones you can use. And then this one here, we're not even going to touch this one for a very long time, but it'll be how you connect with other people, because obviously this game is way more fun when you're playing with friends or something, and we'll be able to have an option here where you can set up a server. I mean, if you have a server set up, you can invite friends to come play with you and that sort of thing. So that'll be really fun. Okay, so that's this first level, and what I did last night during I was like 8 hours into the jam, was I had the artwork set up, which was great. So then I had to type out a list of instructions to send to Salty, who you all know very well, I'm sure. And Salty does this amazing thing. He's a licensed practitioner of the dark arts of black magic. And what he does here is I just tell him what I need for him to do with this artwork, and then he performs a small virgin sacrifice, and eventually all the things that I want, like all the things that I want this to move and to come alive, he basically takes the soul of the virgin as I understand it. Again, I'm not an expert on this, but he takes the soul of the Virgin and he puts it inside this to actually make it come alive and become a game. And he calls this process programming. I'm not really sure, like, the language where that source comes from. But whatever. So this is lots of fun. And it basically doesn't even describe any of the gameplay right now. The majority of this is just how to get the parallax going. And for those of you who don't know, parallax is a way to make sort of 2D images appear like they have much more space in a game. So, you know, if I'm running around, if I'm a character, and I'm, you know, just running around on this, you know, la-di-da-di-da-di-da, it feels really static. I'm in a space, I'm in a spaceship, I'm in space. There's only one space that we know of. It's not a space. I'm in a space. I'm in the space of the space. Fuck it. This image is really static. You know, if we're floating and supposedly we're moving, you'd want some of these things to kind of, you know, move to the left or to the right. So, you know, if I'm standing in this corner and I'm looking at this, it's not going to be the same as if I'm standing on this corner and looking at it this way. So we add this effect where we shift the different layers. All of this artwork is divided up into layers. Yes, I want to apply the transformation, motherfucker. So all of these things are in different layers and they move independently of each other. So when I'm on this area, kind of here, then these will be more towards the left. And then it'll appear more 3D. I mean, I'm not really good at describing this, but yeah. Otherwise, if it just stays completely the same, whether I'm on the left or the middle or the right, it'll look like I'm sort of walking around on just like a static image. Like, this isn't a window into space, this is just a flat thing that someone painted some stars onto. So it really gives a lot of juice and a lot of depth to your game. And a lot of games do this, if you've noticed, where you'll be walking and you'll see the background kind of moving in a weird way. That's parallax. So that's pretty much all that this is asking for. And then we'll have the targeting reticule, which of course you can aim and shoot and do all that fun, great stuff with. So that's the first level. Oh, I should also mention that this control panel here, I added some different levels, so it's animated. Look at that. Beep, boop, beep, boop. How adorable is that? I know. It's the touches, it's the special touches that make it special. Alright, moving on. This is the third level that I've built. This will be the boss battle here. So you don't have to move around as much as with the second phase where you'll be jumping around a lot. But the boss will be in this giant stage here, shooting down, you know, at you. And you'll be moving around and you'll be shooting at him. And then, you know, at some point we'll introduce how to use a power-up. And that's how you defeat the boss. And it's all fantastic. This one has a lot of levels. It's got this foreground here, which I am pretty damn proud of. I used a lot of pixel art techniques, and I don't think it looks that bad, honestly. Like, if you guys look at the game design document that I put up a while ago, and it has sort of like a mock-up of the screen, they're basically, I say basically too much, I'm sorry about that. They're running around on like a rock surface like this, but it just looks like shit. It doesn't look anything like this. This is awesome. I'm really proud of this. And can I just give myself, like, honk my own horn here and say that that is an amazingly baller, dithering job. Like, I had such a hard time dithering. Like, I was sitting there forever, just, like, putting dots here. And you can see the space here is actually dithered dots. I don't know if you can see that. But this entire space thing, I had to dither by hand. And then after a while, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I can just make a brush and do that. So I did, and that just cut down my workload in half. But it was still a lot of intense work, and, you know, that's why I hate pixeling. Because it takes too much time. But whatever. It works. So yeah, that's pretty much the description here. And the environment here is, you know, I didn't want to make it too space, like generic space. I wanted to make it look kind of alien, because you will be fighting, the boss will be an alien here. So I made it purple, you know, and I added some green stuff there. And I haven't given this to Salty yet. Right now he's still working on just the ship. But once he gets everything good and going for the ship, we'll be able to kind of transition from this one to the second level to this. So yeah, that's basically all I've got for now for the Pewjam, and I'll probably be making another video showing you how I make a level from start to finish. But that's all I've got, and, you know, wish me luck. I'm just going to power through this the rest of today and tomorrow, and by the end of that, we'll show you how far we got, and, you know, maybe do like a little post-mortem or something, just to talk about how that went. And so that'll be fun. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully I'll try and cut this up and make it sound, you know, like I went on a lot of rants, which is probably not good. But, you know, fuck it, we're losing viewers anyway, so I might as well just bore the pants off the rest of you, right? Alright, so we'll see you guys next time on Viva Juego. Bye!